In January 1720, a prince's demand for gold coins shattered France's paper money illusion, wiping out fortunes overnight. Who engineered a system that enriched a select few while leaving an entire nation in ruin? And how did a single Scottish gambler become the most powerful man in France? In 1716, France was drowning in debt from Louis XIV's wars. The regent, Philippe Durlins, desperate for a miracle, turned to John Law, a Scottish economist and convicted duelist. Law proposed a radical idea: replace gold and silver with paper money backed by land. He founded the Banque Générale, issuing notes redeemable in coin. But here's the catch. Law secretly printed more notes than the bank's reserves could cover, inflating the money supply. By 1718, the bank became the Banque Royale with the king's guarantee, and Law began printing money on a massive scale. This was the first time a major European nation adopted a fiat currency, and it set the stage for an unprecedented bubble. Law didn't stop at banking. In 1717, he acquired the Mississippi Company, which held a monopoly on trade with French Louisiana. He painted a picture of limitless wealth: gold, silver, and fertile lands. Investors were promised 40% dividends. Law then consolidated other trading companies, creating a colossal conglomerate. By 1719, the company's shares were offered to the public, and the frenzy began. Shares priced at 500 livres soared to 10,000 livres in months. Law used the Banque Royale to create more money, which was lent to investors to buy more shares, creating a feedback loop. The entire French economy became a giant Ponzi scheme, with new investors paying off old ones. The bubble's peak came in early 1720, but not everyone believed in paper wealth. The Prince de Conti, a royal cousin, demanded that the bank convert his paper notes into gold coins. When the bank hesitated, he showed up with wagons and took the gold. This act of defiance triggered a crisis of confidence. Others followed suit, and a run on the bank began. Law, now the Controller General of Finances, tried to stem the panic by banning the export of gold and silver, making it illegal to own more than 500 livres in metal. By October 1720, the Mississippi Company shares had crashed to 1,000 livres, a 90% drop. The paper money became worthless. Law's system collapsed, and he fled France in disgrace, dying penniless in Venice 9 years later. But who benefited? A small group of insiders, including members of the French aristocracy and early investors, had cashed out at the peak, exchanging their paper fortunes for tangible assets like land and jewels. The Duke of Bourbon, for example, sold his shares for 20 million livres in real estate. The Mississippi bubble was more than a historical curiosity. It was a blueprint for every financial mania that followed. The lesson is stark. When a government or central bank creates money out of thin air to fuel asset prices, the eventual collapse enriches the well-connected few while destroying the savings of the many. Today, with quantitative easing and speculative bubbles, the echoes of 1720 are louder than ever. What would you have done? Tell us in the comments. Subscribe to Ledger Noir and uncover the stories money try to hide.